for Daily Insiders. I'm so excited to be sitting here with, what your name is?
Rita Wilson.
This is Rita Wilson. She is an accomplished actor. She's appeared on TV, you know that, in film, you know that too, and on Broadway. She's produced some major movies like
My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
I remember that, and
Mamma Mia, here we
loved
go
them
again.
both. Yep, because 1, 2, you did 3 Mamma Mias.
We did 2 Mamma Mias, 2 Greek weddings.
But then I hear there's might be a 3rd Mamma Mia. I just heard.
Just maybe.
You can
You
discuss
never
later.
know.
After decades of acting, Rita decided to pursue another passion of hers, singing. Yes, it's true. Rita Wilson can sing. She released her first album in 2012, so I'm not late to the Rita Wilson party because I think it was AM, FM.
Yes,
AM,
yes.
FM, yep.
Ding,
Just
ding,
a few
ding,
weeks
ding.
ago, she released her 5th album. It's called Now and Forever Duets. And let me tell you, I'm a little biased, but it's very good. The album is a collection of 70s covers sung by Rita and a medley of other acclaimed artists like Willie Nelson, Keith Urban, Josh Groban, Smokey Robinson.
Smokey Robinson.
You guys were just on Good Morning America.
Yes.
Smokey Robinson and Jimmy Allen.
Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw. I mean, I could go on and on.
Oh, gosh.
So, Rita, bravo, bravo.
Leslie Odom Jr., who's amazing, too, from Hamilton.
Yes.
You might know him from that.
Yeah, I do know him from that. But this is the thing. I remember when your first album came in 2012, I didn't know Rita could sing, and then I heard it. And it wasn't just that fake kind of singing. I go, God, you're really good, Rita. Rita goes, you think so? But you've always been a singer. You've always liked to sing.
I've always loved to sing, and it was always sort of like a passion. But you know how when I started out, you had to kind of declare, I am an actor or I'm a singer.
You had to choose? You did?
It was not really acceptable in a way to do more than one thing. Some people did it, but it was kind of looked down upon if you were a singer and tried to be an actor, and then you were an actor and tried to be a singer. And I always loved it, and I worked at a concert venue, and I would sit there and watch these shows and think, how do people do it? How do they get up there? And I didn't play an instrument. So I figured, I don't know how to do a band. Nowadays, I'd be doing it on my computer, I guess.
Yeah.
But so it was, the impulse and the love of it was always there, and it wasn't until AM/FM that I
So when you did AM/FM,
did something about it.
and I remember AM/FM too. When you did AM/FM, did you just think, okay, I'm going to do one? Were you think it'd be one and done? Did you think when you were doing AM/FM that you'd want to do other things? As we sit here, did I mention it's her 5th album? Did you see this? Did you see this? What were you thinking?
I never saw this. I got so much joy and so much pleasure out of making music that I really didn't think about what the end result would be. I just felt like if I were lucky enough to get to do it again, then I would do it again, and hope for that, because I did it for the sheer pleasure. But then I started songwriting because Cara Diaguardi, an amazing songwriter, asked me this very important question.
Which was?
She said, what do you want to do? And I was like, that's an interesting question.
Let me think about that. Yeah.
And I would love to be able to write music like you, but I don't play an instrument. And she goes, neither do I. Do you have something you want to say? And when she said that, it was like, tweet, 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 like birdies came out of my head. And she said, I'll write your first 2 songs with you, which she did. And that opened up the songwriting world.
And the first 2 songs were?
Oh, the first 2 songs were Grateful,
yes.
which ended up on my very first album of Rights. And the other song I never put on an album called You Know Who You Are. It's kind of a diss track.
I don't know You Know Who You Are.
I'll sing it
Oh,
for you
because I haven't
someday.
heard it.
You haven't sung it.
I was
No,
going to say,
you haven't heard it, no.
I know Grateful. I don't know You Know.
Yeah.
But I like the title of that.
Yeah, it was, I loved the song, actually, but maybe it's a good thing to read. I'll have to, go back and look at that again. There might be a place for it.
I would like to hear that, Rita. But now you've got duets, and I think it's so cool, number one, the lineup that you got. So I'm curious, what was your pitch, for lack of a better word? What was your process on what songs you were going to sing and who you were going to sing them with?
Okay, great question. The songs, my co-producer Matt Rawlings and I got together and we just started putting in all the songs that we loved. So we're like throwing, I love this song. Oh my gosh, it's all songs from the 70s.
Yeah.
So we're throwing in all our faves. And then we looked at it, and the album that I wanted to make, which is a duets album, I thought, okay, how do you take these songs and make them different? Because they've been covered so much. And we wanted to do duets, because to me, it was a conversation. Like, what are these people talking about? So we had to go through the songs and pick out the ones that would work as conversations. And then when we went to my duet partners, sometimes I would give them a selection of songs, like here's 3 to 5 songs, because everybody has their own range and their own connection to a song. And 9 times out of 10, they sang the song that I would have
wanted them to sing.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I thought was so good about it is that they're all well-known singers, but I heard them differently.
Oh, good.
You know, the way they sang, like on If with Tim McGraw.
Yes. Bread, David Gates.
Oh, I know. I
Yes,
love
yes.
I love all things Bread. You remember It Don't Matter to Me? Yes. Oh,
And one of those songs,
I
by the
love
way,
that.
Tim does sound fantastic on that track. I think it's
He
so
does.
beautiful. But it was a Bread song that got me to listen in a different way, to hear a different perspective on a song, because I was driving with my mom, and as you know, my mom was Greek.
yeah.
And a Bread song came on, and it was Everything I Own.
I would give everything I own, give up my house, my heart, my home. Yes. Yes.
You're going to be on my next duet album.
No, not if you want to sell an album, we won't. I love music. I love to sing, but I can't. But so that's why I get such a kick out of you.
We can do the hustle together.
Yes,
That's what we can do.
So you heard that with your mom?
So my mom was like, we were driving, and she's like, "Do you know what this song is about?" And I'm like, "Yeah," like I'm little. I'm like, "Yeah, it's about a couple, and they aren't together anymore, and one of them is really upset, and they can't see the other person again." She said, "Yeah, maybe, but I think maybe it's about somebody who died and you don't ever get to see them again." And I was like, whoa, different way to look at a song. So that allowed me to have a different perspective.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it like that, the way your
Right.
mom said. But on If, and when it goes in one by one, and then Tim goes in
and
one by one.
oh,
Yeah,
and
I thought that was
one
nice.
by one,
Yes. And then he comes in, Smokey Robinson.
Yes.
I love you and Smokey together.
Oh my gosh, Where is the Love? That amazing song. That's the only song on the album that actually was a duet originally, with Roberta Flack and
Oh,
Donny
that's right.
Hathaway.
Yeah, Donny Hathaway. Yeah.
And to have Smokey on that, I just can't tell you what it feels like to be singing with someone who has been so much a part of my own life, not only as a singer, but as an extraordinary songwriter.
Yeah.
His songwriting is just off the charts. And
So, Rita, did you know all
incredible.
the people you asked to sing, or were there some people you didn't know?
No, I
So
didn't.
you would just call and say, you know, you'd get the number and stuff, and say, "Hey, I'm
Right.
Rita." What was your pitch? What was your ask to them?
In the cases of Willie Nelson, who I didn't
Willie
know.
Nelson, that's right.
Smokey, I didn't know.
You didn't know Willie Nelson?
No.
See, it's so funny, guys, because everybody thinks all famous people know each other.
I know, like,
Yeah, they
they
think-
live in Famousville.
Yeah,
We
they
walk
live in
around.
Famousville. They hang out. They know each other. So when
I'm going to Willie's Ranch later today in Famousville.
so you called Willie.
No, my producer Matt Rawlings had produced and won Grammys for Willie's album on Gershwin and his one with Sinatra.
Okay.
So he knew him. He made the call. And in that song in particular, we did Slip Sliding Away, the Paul Simon
Okay,
song.
yep, yep.
I knew that Willie had covered some Paul Simon songs, but he had not covered Slip Sliding Away. So I asked for that song, and Willie said yes. That was fantastic. So he was the first person to sign on board and kind of just made everything else go very smoothly, I think.
The other thing, when I heard the titles, I thought, okay, I don't think I know this song. I don't. And then they'd come on, Crazy Love, know that.
Oh, yes.
Massachusetts with Leslie Odom. Then every song I knew once we started singing, because you
Right.
just see the titles.
Right.
But the one thing I really didn't know was Songbird with Josh,
Yes.
because I thought it was going to be Where Is My Songbird that Barbara Streisand
That Barbara
has.
Streisand, that's what people think.
Yes,
But
so I
it
didn't
is-
know this song.
It's the Christine McVie Fleetwood Mac version,
Okay.
Songbird. And there's a really cool story about it. She was sleeping, and in the middle of the night, like 3 in the morning, she hears the song in her head. She goes downstairs and she writes the song exactly as we hear it on the piano at 3:30 in the morning. She said it went very quickly,
Yeah.
but she knew it was good because she woke up singing it, dreaming it.
Uh-huh.
So I love that song because to me it feels like two people vowing their love to each other. Like if you stood up at an altar and just said those words, they'd be like beautiful wedding vows.
I know, but I thought, gosh, especially when it was the 70s, because I'm thinking, I know all the 70s songs.
Yes.
You picked that era, why? And you pick love songs.
Well,
on Sirius XM, they have a channel called the Love Channel.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
oh, no, I love.
And that's what I listen.
Oh,
it's 708. It's 708. I
Those
always
are my
listen.
songs.
Yes, they are.
I love them.
There's something about number one. I just love love.
Oh, I do too.
I just love love, and I'm happy when people have it. I'm happy when you get it and it lasts.
Yes.
You certainly know something about that, and I'm still looking. So I always love a good love song. But why did you focus on love songs in the 70s?
The love songs were because, same like you, I just love love songs. And I think if these are duets, you want people to be talking to each other in this loving way. And it was interesting for me. I kind of made a connection. I'm like, why? We have the Great American Songbook, and that endures, it stays. People still cover those songs. They still sing those songs. They know those songs. And I felt the same way about the 70s. I hear young people singing those 70s songs. And I thought, well, the American Songbook, in many cases, part of that is encompassing musicals. And musicals, in many cases, have a singer, a character who has to sing from the first person point of view. And I thought, wow, the 70s sort of does that too, because we're coming out of the 60s and lots of different groups, but the emergence of the singer-songwriter who is writing about a personal experience. So I made that little bridge from American Songbook to the 70s, which I call my songbook, my American Songbook.
It's my time.
Yeah, my time. And that's why they still endure. Like I was at a concert, an Eagles concert. There's two young guys behind me, and they know all the words. Singing, we're dancing, we're singing. Like, I can't believe you know it. So at a break, I turn around, and I'm like, how do you know all these songs?
Yeah.
And one guy was Irish, and he said, if you had been to as many Eagles concerts as my parents have taken me to, you'd know it too. Another guy was English or from the UK, and he said, oh, yeah, I've always loved the songs. They're just fantastic. Well, I said, well, my name is Rita. It's nice to meet you. What's your name? And the English guy goes, Lewis. And I'm like, Louis Capaldi.
Oh, wow.
Irish guy?
Yes,
Niall.
of course.
Niall Horan.
Oh, of course.
So I'm like, yeah, of course you know the music.
Louis,
Like,
of course. It was, the two of them were together?
They were together.
What's
at the
your
Eagles
name?
concert.
My name is Rita. Louis Capaldi. Oh, my gosh.
Yes, and
God,
Niall
Rita,
Horan. I mean, two incredible singers.
From One Direction. Of course they know.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, there are no women on the track. Did you do that on purpose?
I did do that on purpose.
Why?
Because if I'm lucky enough to have a volume 2 now and Forever Duets,
Then you want to do
I
women.
want to do all females.
Oh, okay.
Because those would be very different songs.
Yes.
That conversation would be a very different one.
That's right,
you
love
know?
song. Okay, got it.
So,
got it.
That's
Are you
really
already
what it
sort
was.
of thinking about that?
Yeah,
A
I'd
part
love to do
two?
it. Oh yes, I would love to. I think it'd be so much fun. Different, a whole different vibe, but yes.
And then when you're picking the people, do you try to get people that you think your voices would mesh with theirs, or do you want somebody that's very different? Because that's the thing. I would have never put you and Willie Nelson together. You and Jimmy Allen are so good together.
Well, Jimmy had asked me to do something on his album, Betty
yes.
James.
Yep.
So I did a song with him
have it.
called When This Is Over
Yep.
with Torrin Wells and the Oak Ridge Boys and Jimmy. And I loved doing that song so much that when I called Jimmy, and we had not even met yet, I had done his song. We'd only been on Zooms and things. We had never met
You
in
hadn't met?
person.
Oh, wow.
No. And I called him up and I said, listen, would you? And he said, yes. Before I could
You
even
didn't
get
finish
the sentence out.
Oh. Were you
He
in the
was
studio with
amazing.
everybody, or it's separate? That's the other thing I
Separate, some
find
people.
interesting.
Yeah. Some people in the studio and some people with technology that enables you to be in a session remotely, but without any delay or any lag time in the music or in the vocal. So it's like you're literally outside of the booth listening to the track, and it's crazy.
Well,
It
you
worked.
said, Rita, you said in the beginning that back in the day you used to have to, you felt you had to choose between acting and singing.
Yeah.
Do you still feel that? And if so, have you made a choice?
I don't think that nowadays you have to choose. I've actually been really inspired by the younger generation because they don't play by those rules.
Yes.
And they just do whatever
Oh,
they
the young
feel
people.
like doing. Those young people out there, I love you.
But, don't you think we're still young too,
we are
though?
always young,
Yes.
and we're never going to be not young.
Yes.
Let's just
Yes,
confirm
yes.
that right now. But I feel like the difference between acting and singing is that I just wasn't being that challenged that much as an actor, and it felt like it was just stale. And singing felt like very alive and electric, and the songwriting did, and the creative process was really engaging. So I love singing and songwriting and performing because it is so creative. Now, if something great comes along in the acting world, of course,
Yeah,
I will
you're
do
game,
it.
yeah.
I'm game, but it's just, it depends on what the material is.
And what makes a good love song to you?
Truth. It has to be truthful, and it has to be vulnerable, and it has to feel very intimate, as if you can't believe you're hearing it. Like, I can't believe that person just said that. That's so beautiful,
Yeah. And there's certain words in a love song in particular that you hear a certain line and it just melts you just right away when you hear it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why I love a love song so much.
Oh, me too. Oh, yes, I do.
So as we sit here today, what's your next dream?
My next dream.
Whether it's in your professional career, personal careers seems to be going very well. Rita and I are both grandmothers.
Yes,
That's always good.
Yes. I don't know. I don't know, because I don't think of things like dreams like that. I think of things as you looking like it's a feeling. It's a feeling of like, this feels right, this feels good. And sometimes you have to take periods of time off so that you can allow yourself to sort of reflect and take in and think, okay, let me have a moment of just gratitude. I do that every morning anyway. But dream. There is one thing that I would like to do.
What?
And that is because I grew up in Hollywood and I graduated from Hollywood High School. I would love to play the Hollywood Bowl.
Whoa.
I just think that would be so much fun. It would be such a blast. That would be fun.
And Rita, you could do that.
No, I don't know.
You could
We'll
do that,
see,
Rita
we'll
Wilson.
see.
You could do that. Are you going on the road with this music?
Yeah, I'm going to be in
So
New
where
York.
can we see you?
I'll be in New York October 25th through November 5th at the
Okay,
Cafe
done.
Carlisle,
Okay.
singing my Duets album with Fraser Walters, who's an amazing, amazing singer who was in the tenors and just recently left to branch out on his own stuff, and he is incredible. I mean, his voice is just perfection. So I'll be singing my Duets album there with him, and then I'll also be doing my songwriter show called Liner Notes, and that is the following week. And
I
it's
know.
songwriters telling the stories behind their hits and singing them.
I just want to see you on stage. I think after going through 2.5 years of COVID or whatever it's been, we're all just ready to get out and play. Don't you
Oh,
feel
yeah,
that?
so
To be
true.
on stage
Yeah.
and people know your songs and cheering you on. I can't imagine a better feeling
Well, it
than
just
that.
feels good to be sitting here with you.
It does.
And
it
not be on a
does.
Zoom.
Yes, we are.
How many
boosted,
Zooms did we do?
Boosted and vaxxed and all that good stuff. Tested this morning.
Exactly.
All of that good stuff. Rita, I'm so happy for you. I'm cheering
Thank
you
you,
on
Gayle.
always, always, always. And I'm thinking, could you save a couple of tickets for me for the show?
I think
I'm happy to pay. I just want a good
I
seat.
think I can. I think I got you covered.
Always happy to pay, just want a good seat. Thank you,
I got
thank you,
you.
Rita. Thank Rita Wilson for joining us here at the Oprah Daily office. This is kind of nice, isn't it?
I love
know
it. I love it. I
We're
love all
very
the
proud of
magazines
this.
in the back. It's
We're
very
very proud
pretty.
of this. Everyone, please do yourself a favor. Get Rita's new album. What's it called again, Rita?
Rita Wilson, Now and Forever Duets.
I guarantee you, you won't be sorry. You know I've never lied to you. And one more thing before you go, the best time of the year just around the corner. This would be a nice present.
Yes.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah,
yes.
Kwanzaa. Think about
Yes.
it. Oprah's favorite things will be unveiled on November 1st. I can't believe that's already here. We're very excited about that. Have a great day. Rita and I will see you later. Take it easy.
Bye.